I think Desmond's kind of a weird one. Was that in like perfect place to hit? I don't think it was. I've been surprised if it were. Actually, let's go down. Cross, up, left, down. I'm back where I was before, wasn't I? Up, right, down, up, right, up, left, up, right. I'm back to where I was before, aren't I? Whee! Yeah, some of these you just don't have any options, really, do you? Just on a corner. Rotate and have a look. Now, if I go left, I go all the way around to there, which doesn't, I don't think it helps. If I go down, I end up back there. If I go right, let's go left. So up, I clunk, and I go down, I go clunk. But if I go down, I can go right and up. Yeah, I kind of want to see if there's a market analysis for the various characters. I think it only tells you if there's computers close. Oh, maybe maybe it only just tells you computers if they're close. Oh dear. Everyone's working on the weekend. Okay, I'm just gonna... Where's the door? Where's the door? Where's the door? So where's this other post-it note? This last post-it note. It's back there. Over this way. Was that the room I was just in? And okay, I must have missed it. No computers around. Oh, there's computers ahead of me, apparently. Ah, this one. So apparently the receptionist has gone. Disappeared. Don't mind me, guys. Oh no, not this one. Give me the numbers. Give me the numbers. Ah. Oh dear. There we go. Just focusing on that, yeah, I need to be thinking about that. The other ones I can kind of babble over. Or babble about more. Whereas that one's like, go, stop, go. Subject 1. Something to do with Aveline?
February 12, 1981. Qualitative personal interview with Subject 1 on ancestral research regarding Aveline de Grand Prix. How are you feeling? Any side effects?
Not really. Aside from the headaches. They've been worse since I started staying in longer. But I don't want to stop. I like her. I want to know what she does next.
What's it like? Reliving her memories.
So different. The Animus, I mean. The past. At first it was confusing. Distracting. Like New Orleans, the stench. I wasn't expecting all the smells.
Smell is the sense most directly linked to memory.
When I'm in her memories, it's like I can smell more than I usually can.
In general, women have a more acute sense of smell than men do. I had wondered how that would translate. Anything else?
Yeah. She's smaller than me, but it's like her body could do more.
Did that surprise you?
At first, yeah. The ERA people might hate me for this or whatever, but I don't usually think of girls that way. Climbing things. My mom, my sisters. The animal feeling of Aveline sinking her hidden blade into the throat of...
Go on.
It doesn't feel feminine. What I think of as feminine. But then at the same time it does. Her center of gravity is way lower. That was a surprise. How easy it is to land. How steady I am on her feet. Sorry. This is hard to talk about.
No, it's fascinating. This is what we need. Pure experience, in your own words.
Okay.
Can you tell me about Gerald Blunk?
What about him?
He and Evelyn were close, but we haven't been able to ascertain if he might be your missing ancestor. Do her memories suggest anything to you? Does this make you uncomfortable? Remember, these are her memories. You're just playing them back. It's not even acting. You're a researcher.
Like you say, I haven't experienced her consummating anything. That would be... Anyway, I think maybe she was confused.
Oh.
Well, first of all, I don't really know for sure, okay? I mean, guys think about sex more than girls, right? That's a fact.
As a researcher, what did you observe?
Does it mean she's more like a guy if she thinks about... Is that why she's able to assassinate? Well, okay, here's the thing. I don't know her thoughts, but from what's in her memories, physically, the fidgeting, some hesitation, what she looked at, who she looked away from, the things she didn't say when I expected her to. If I had to guess what it meant, I would think she was thinking about sex. But I'm a guy, so I would think that, right? So what does it mean for women to act that way? It has to mean something else, right?
As a subject, you're able to observe more finely than I am in review. What about unwanted attention from men?
Well, I thought that would be the hardest thing to deal with. I'm not into that, for the record. Not at all.
Yes, I know.
But the way she dealt with it, it happens so often. It's like you stop noticing everything she does to avoid it. Crossing the street, eyes in the back of her head. She knew how to handle herself. When she was charming, felt kind of similar to killing. Or the build-up to killing. Can we take a break, Mr. Vidic?
Of course. We're ready to go on?
Yes.
Evelyn was black.
And white. On her father's side.
You're sensitive to that?
I guess. I mean, I'm white. Evelyn looks black, so that's different. But you get used to it. Like with the girl thing. Until someone makes you not used to it.
What do you mean?
I don't think I've ever had to think so much about what I'm wearing or how I'm walking. But Evelyn, it's like she goes through her whole life in these uniforms.
People expect her to behave in a certain way.
Definitely. Sometimes I worry I'll slip up and play too relaxed at the warehouse and, I don't know, blow her cover.
You can't blow her cover.
I know. I'm just replaying the memories. I can't change them, I know. But I see it, right? It's a risk. It's...
Stressful?
Yes. It's best when she goes out as an assassin. On the roofs or in the bayou. I think she was more relaxed that way. Can you imagine? You're only relaxed when you're going to kill someone.
Let's stick to memories rather than imagination. What about the slaves?
They're kind of just... everywhere. I mean, that sounds bad. Slavery is bad, but no one's acting like slavery's bad. It's fun when she frees slaves. Is it supposed to be fun?
We're not looking for supposed to. Focus on what it is.
That raises a few possible comments. There's people! A few possible comments that probably would be quite revelatory about myself. Post-it note. Aha! Post-it note. Final post-it note. And then I think we'll call it there. Have I made a flower? I've made a flower. Is that just a picture? Oh, I was hoping it'd be the whole thing, but alright. Manifesto of the Instruments of the First Will, writ by a true disciple, this day, the 21st of October 2013, in anticipation of the anniversary of her ascension, may she guide us into the grey. I assume this is written by John. Being that life is both sacred and profane, priceless and worthless, fleeting and eternal, we submit. Being that life can be as easily construed from primordial swamps as from a stinking petri dish, we submit. It can't. Being that those who came before imbued us with life and may remove it as readily should we defy or deny their original plan, we submit. Being that it is well understood that tools, homes, cars, cutlery, pencils, tables, books, chairs, domesticated animals, light bulbs, mobile phones, sex toys, vacation homes, sofas, lounge chairs, swimming pools, etc., are indirect there's no punctuation. Are indirect byproducts of our genotypic expressions, otherwise known as extended phenotypes, we submit. It was in the 17th and 18th centuries the world became an indecent place, rent of its original purpose. Oh, really? You're not blaming Rome? During the ages of Industrial Revolution, the first Industrial Revolution was the British one, which started in 1750. So that's the 18th, and went on for about another century to 1850. So that's 18th and 19th centuries. Ranting about the history. Here it was the machines of industry we unleashed in such grand quantities, quite without understanding them, unwound motives and purposes of their own, as inert as they were. Ah! The machines we made shaped us in turn, and took hold of our impulses and our minds, small as they are, and gripped us like an iron maiden, bleeding us empty. It was our poor understanding of our origins that led us to originate tools we were incapable of understanding or controlling. As if the cotton gin was not enough, and one day our sweaters and undershirts might talk to us, as if this were not enough. Take, for instance, gunpowder, which gave us great mastery over fire. Take, for instance, the daguerreotype, which warped our way of seeing true life. Take the light bulb that gave us light when none was necessary. What about candles? Everyone says light bulbs are evil, they're artificial life. Candles. Fire is artificial light to an extent. In that extent of not rely on... not artificial. But extrasolar light. Take the automobile that sped us along at velocities capable only of killing us in new and silly ways. Trains? Maybe? Take the cinema which gave us lies, as a man once said, 24 times per second. Take the phonograph, which preserved noises which ought to be ephemeral. Take the television, which is obviously stupid. Take video games, which are secretly stupid, and you all know you wish there were more pornography. You know you do. I think, well, that's why VHS beat Betamax. Take saturated fats and high fructose corn syrups, which poison us, and soy, which has been known to make men into women. Take computers which count so fast we cannot keep up, nor should we, for we are an imperfect race of disgusting shells of tissue and bone, incomplete in and of ourselves. We must have masters survive. We must admit our masters. Admit them and submit to them. Yes, we submit that by being ourselves the product of an advanced yet earthbound race of intelligent humanoids, we must also therefore be tools ourselves and subject to the intents and purposes of our creators despite our limited agency. Does this guy not understand grammar and punctuation? Yes, we submit that we are such tools and as such of a purpose befitting a tool. We submit we are like hammers and wrenches and shovels made for a specific purpose, not our own. We submit that our purpose is indivisible from the will of those who came before. We submit ourselves, our bodies, and our minds utterly. Remember that our relentless, impertinent, hollow drive to achieve everything our forebears did has led to many embarrassments and disasters. Nuclear weapons, superviruses, genetically modified poison food, toxic air, plastic sea rack and sea spawn, and the list goes on. You can look it up for yourselves on the internet. But all this too had a secret purpose in the end. I'm being silly with the punctuation. Today's Abstergo Templar frauds have given themselves to base practices and claim wrongly that man and woman are delicate and sensible and feeling creatures in and of themselves and therefore deserve satiety and comfort and mindlessness in the presence of pleasure. Nothing could be sicker, false, as disgusting. Yes. Our purpose is not ourselves to achieve, but ours to be received, given by her graces and instruction. Death to the false fabricators of pleasure and indolence. The old order must be restored, the new order destroyed. True Templars dedicated to order and stability and peace through the application of her iron will, and not through the dulling satisfactions of pleasure and indolence. The new order is a disease, and Juno, may she guide us into the grey, will be our cure. Remember this, remember that it was in the 18th century, slipping into the next, that the sickness took hold, and man began to believe they were a part, an individual of the original plan. Men shunned the plan, called us slaves, and we were only fulfilling our duty. So that's 18th century, so that's going to be around American War of Independence, French Revolution kind of stuff. Then revolutions in American 18th century slipping into the next. I think 1770 is 17. When was it? Started with 73, I think. 1773 seems quite like your earliest you can go for that. So I don't think that then is appropriate. Then revolutions in America and France bled into evolutions and into more revolutions into Russia and Mexico and India, and the sickening list goes on as men and women fought and died for the right to be indolent and sick. But she, may she guide us into the grey, has... Make your mind up how you're spelling grey, mate. Pick one. Pick the American way or the English or the British way. I'm sure other countries spell it different ways, but... As returned after a sleep of tens of thousands of millennia, and we submit to live and work at her side, we, the instruments of the first will. Remember that our relentless, impertinent, hollow drive to achieve everything our forebears did has led to many embarrassments and disasters. That's 11 as well. Yeah, it's the same thing, but all this to a secret purpose in the end, which is how this ends. Yeah, it's the same thing. Lazy Santa can't write punctuation, writes the same thing twice. Same note, how terrible. As our tools are genetic expressions of our mental cultural activity, and as we are expressions of their mental cultural activity, it must necessarily follow that this world, as it is now and as it ever will be, is an expression of the first will, an expression of their labours, and thus belongs not to us but to them. The wires, the cables, the data networks that now crisscross the globes are hers. They must become her body and mind. What she once wrought, hath wrought anew, and will resurrect her into a new form. Beautiful, 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 yes. The world and all its digital technology is now an expression of her life, and her work began over 80,000 years ago, and now she's come to reclaim them. She, beloved, beautiful Juno, may she guide us into the grey. Into the grey, the digital frontier, the singularity, the space in which she dwells, being both made of light and the embodiment of darkness. This we call the grey. Being that we are the instruments of her will, instruments of the first will, the original will, we submit this credo to the world. We submit ourselves to eternal servitude in service of a grander fulfillment. We submit the world to itself in being a product that feeds life to life and death to death. May she, mother, sister, wife, lover, friend, bring light to darkened minds and humility to those who succor for its wisdom. Guide us into the grey, beloved, guide us. There we go, we've done all the sticky notes. That's weird. I think more and more it seems like Juno is going to be the kind of central kind of bad guy of the modern stuff. At least that's the way it seems to be going. Like, she was the bad guy in 3. She was kind of the bad guy in this one. Maybe not directly, but, I mean, near enough. It's a bit like this one is a bit like Harley Quinn being the villain of a thing in Batman, and then it's actually, well, obviously, ultimately, it's the Joker. It was the henchman in this one was kind of the bad guy in the real world, but being John, the sage fellow. So yeah, it seems like Juno's going to be the big bad overall for a bit. That could be interesting. Especially if she's got control over the digital, like it's kind of suggesting. I'm going to have to sit down. I'm not going to have to sit down because I can't get in here. Ugh. Okay, I'll go and talk to Sean. But yeah, it seems like Juno's going to be the big, horrible, gribbly thing, or horrible thing that's trying to take over everything. And if she, like, as it's saying in that, can reach into all the digital stuff, that could be interesting. Ooh, like the modern world stuff could be really. It sounds like it's really being interesting at the moment. That's good. Interesting is good. Yay! Woo! There we go. We finally got to the end of 4. I think we'll just stop there. As I said, we're going to move on to Freedom Cry, and then next time depends what you guys are saying. I think so far Rogue has it as the one I should do next, and then go into Unity after that. And then it's Syndicate, which is the one in Britain. I'm sure I will complain a lot. When is it? It's like 19th century, I think, is when Syndicate is. So that could be interesting, kind of Victorian Britain. But yes, so there we go. The end of the ordinary base part of Assassin's Creed 4. Yeah, finishing this off. Well, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.